This is The Great Outdoors with Jason White, exploring the great outdoors in Pennsylvania and beyond. Brought to you by the Mariana Outdoorsmen Association and by Wild Acres Farm, Fishery, and Regulated Hunting Grounds. Now, The Great Outdoors with Jason White.
Hello, friends. I'm Jason White. Welcome to The Great Outdoors. Have a good show lined up for you today. But before we dive into things, I want to give a special thanks to our sponsors. Mariana Outdoorsman Association. You can join the MOA today. Currently running a 30% discount for the remainder of the upcoming summer months. You can go to marianaoutdoors.com to get more information, or you can give us a call at 724-579-0924 and schedule a tour. Check out all the facilities ranging from over 2.5 miles of private trout fishing, 1,000-yard rifle range, 5-stand, numerous pistol ranges, outdoor 3D archery, and upland bird hunting. Approximately 300 acres of upland bird hunting. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, this is certainly for you. Please come check us out. Again, marianaoutdoors.com. The address is 1997 Maury Road, Clarksville, Pennsylvania, 15322. Also, Wild Acres Farm, Fishery, and Regulated Hunting Grounds. If you're looking to do an upland bird hunt, if you're looking to do a whitetail deer hunt or a spring turkey hunt, all the above, there's no fence, absolutely no fence, no fence, no fence. Wild Acres Farm is managed by 10 Mile Creek Outfitters, so if you're looking to book, again, a whitetail deer hunt or even a turkey hunt, that stuff's done over a large span of properties. Certainly, please check us out. Lodging's available. Everything's kind of included in the hunt outside of obviously the things that you need to bring with yourself. But as far as the layout, having tree stands, food plots, so on and so forth, all that stuff's done in advance, so you don't have to worry about it. So if you're looking to hopefully bag a trophy buck, check out Wild Acres Farm, 10mileco.org. Again, that's 10mileco.org. TENMILECO.org, which stands for 10 Mile Creek Outfitters. And again, you can give us a call at 724-579-0924. And last but not least, special thanks to the Washington County Chamber and also the Tourism and Promotion Agency. Please visit Washington County, Pennsylvania. A couple things coming up for the Mariana Outdoorsman Association. Thursday, July 11th, it's from 6 to 9 p.m. There's actually going to be an agriculture, conservation, and energy happy hour located at Kodiak's Barn and Grill. If you want to check something out and get to see more about what the Farm Bureau does, Pennsylvania Farm Bureau, Fayette County Farm Bureau, if you're interested about the Mariana Outdoorsman Association, also this event is sponsored by the U.S. Oil and Gas Alliance and also Americans for Prosperity. This is a free event. Again, if you're a supporter of agriculture, conservation, and energy, this is a great opportunity. Tremendous happy hour networking event. We would love to see you. Again, it's at Kodiak's Barn and Grill, which is located at 1001 Gutman Boulevard, Charleroi, Pennsylvania, 15022. For those that haven't been there, it's literally right off Interstate 70. You get off at the Spears exit, and it's literally right there. Can't miss it. Awesome venue, great food, great surroundings. So, yeah, we would love to see you there because this should be certainly, I think, it's going to be a tremendous turnout and great networking event for everybody. That same week, Saturday, July 13th, is the annual MOA golf outing. Do not quote me, but I am pretty sure this is either the 12th or 13th year without checking my notes. So really excited about that. It's a collaboration between the Fayette County Farm Bureau and the Mariana Outdoorsman Association. It will be hosted at Cedar Brook Golf Course and the Clubhouse Grill. It's $125 a person, $500 per team. We still have, I believe it's 3 or 4 spots available. So really excited about that. We're gonna have a full course of participants. There's gonna be skill prizes. We're gonna have a couple different groups there managing some other games, par 3 games, par 5 games, and even long putt games. So if you're looking to do something and have a nice day on the course and certainly support agriculture, and conservation. Saturday, July 13th, 9 o'clock, Cedarbrook Golf Course. If you would like to register, please call us at 724-579-0924. And we also have sponsorship opportunities still available. Or go to MarianaOutdoors.com or go to Facebook, Mariana Outdoorsman Association at Facebook. So any of those three avenues, we have tremendous information about all this stuff ongoing, and we'd love to have you. Looking to the fall, I kind of want to look ahead a little bit. Tentatively right now, Saturday, October the 5th at 9 o'clock, we will have a trout stalking at the Mariana Outdoorsman Association. The following week, Friday, October the 18th, the Fayette County Farm Bureau is going to be having, they're going to be having a continental pheasant hunt, raising money for the Fayette County Farm Bureau and agriculture. That is, again, Friday, October the 18th. As of right now, that's listed at 9 o'clock. We will have a Facebook post, a Facebook event put on the Mariana Outdoorsman page and also Fayette County Farm Bureau. So please stay tuned for that. Saturday, October the 19th, 4 o'clock, there's a gun and cash bash at 19 North Event Venue. 19 North Event Venue is located in Washington, Pennsylvania. It's catty corner to President's Pub, and also it's about a half a block from the Washington County Courthouse. So that gives you a little bit of a description where it's at. Information for this event is on the Mariana Outdoorsman Association's Facebook page. It's also on MarianaOutdoors.com. And as always, you can give us a call at 724-579-0924. And before we wrap up the end of the year, there will be a 2024 winter fly fishing trout tournament, which will be held one day and one day only, Sunday, December 15th. It's an all-day event. And like I said, fly fishing only. So look forward to everybody, participating. It's going to be a fantastic year. We got a lot of great things on the horizon, and just keeping the feet moving forward in a positive direction. That's the goal. Kind of wanted to give everybody a little bit of a legislative update. First and foremost, I know I've talked on past episodes about the I guess we'll call it the crop damage / Sunday hunting package, where there's a lot of stuff being proposed. That is still sounds like it's headed on a positive trajectory. That bundle of bills will include Sunday hunting. It'll also include crop damage needs for farmers to better alleviate the use, or I would say the streamlining of the use of a red tag program. It's going to establish a system for qualified hunters that would go through basically like a background check and kind of a training class protocol to get on a list to be able to access additional properties throughout the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Farmers that would basically be willing to open up to people that are willing to take, the appropriate classes or to have background checks, because they just don't want to open up the floodgates, which is totally understandable. And last but not least, criminal trespass in regards to Title 34. For those who do not know, there's Title 18, which is criminal trespass, and then there's Title 34, which is trespass pertaining to, it's still criminal trespass, but it's criminal trespass under the game code. So that particular code is what's being reformed here with this bundle or package of bills. So we'll see where it all kind of pans out, but basically if you are hunting and or trapping and trespassing, those penalties are going to increase. From what I know and understand, everybody is extremely receptive to this, from what I know to be true. And the future then would be, one would think that Title 18 would then be reformed to mimic Title 34. And by doing that, that would basically beef up all other types of trespass that are not being covered in this batch of legislation. So I personally look forward to that piece of the puzzle, because I think there's a lot of things that go on throughout the entire calendar year where people, right, wrong, or indifferent, which I would say certainly wrong, that people trespass and aren't respectful of other people's property. And I think that private property owners just deserve more stringent rules to help them protect their property. At the end of the day, people should not be trespassing on other people's property. One would think that most people would know property lines and boundaries, and I do understand that mistakes do happen, but I don't think that these necessarily conversations apply to the mistakes. These are more of the nuisance individuals, the people that are repeat offenders, people that are continually doing things over and over again. We want to hopefully, we're headed on a trajectory to again protect private property rights and stop people from thinking it's okay, making it aware that it's not okay. So it's wrong, and we got to get it fixed. So really excited with the fact that all these different groups and organizations are working together, and very thankful for the I would say the state legislature. Both sides of the aisle are working together, in my opinion, pulling this stuff all together to make this happen. And I'm certainly looking forward to, like I said, to the future, because Title 18 is a huge problem. That goes without being said. You can't just address Title 34 and totally ignore Title 18. So that becomes a high valued target, high valued commodity. And then beyond that, there are other things that need to be looked at and explored, for future legislation. So I will keep everybody certainly updated as we kind of progress through these different topics. It's all been, like I said, for the most part, things have been positive. Things have been headed in a good direction. So I'm hopeful, and I'm ambitious to think that people will continue to. People are working together. So if everybody's rowing the boat in the same direction, good things can happen. That being said, I wanted to give some updates on some projects that kind of are right now kind of hot and in the thick of things. At Wild Acres Farm, we've been in the process of restoring a historical barn, circa Civil War era. And I'm really excited about it. I'm really, really, really excited about it because we are basically getting it more weatherproof, secured, getting some new wood on the insides. We had to replace the barn floor. We're actually in the process of sanding the floors today to get any ridge lines or anything like that out, making it just getting rid of any of those tripping hazards. Ceiling fans and deer antler chandeliers, and just when it's all said and done, it's something that will be an expanded opportunity. So if you're somebody out there looking to have potentially a small wedding or even a large wedding, this barn is going to hold approximately 100 people. And then across the street, we've created a place for a really really nice spot for a large wedding tent. Roughly like 50 by 90, so could get about 300 people up there. So really looking forward to what we're doing and how things are progressing along. It's been, again, all positives. Everybody's been on our team, has been rowing in the right direction. So just looking ahead, we're going to open up in September. If there's anybody out there that, if you're looking to do a small wedding, a party, corporate events, anything, family reunion, please check us out. You can either give us a call at 724-579-0924, or you can check us out on either of the websites, whether that's the MarianaOutdoors.com website or the 10mileco.org website. Both avenues can get you to us, and we'd love to have you. Would love to have you and have a nice experience. And there's something to be said about being on a farm and having that. That background, that flowers around, just the sunflowers, the wildflowers. I mean, we've really committed a lot of time and effort to making something nice for everybody to enjoy. So I hope you'll come. I hope you'll come and enjoy it. And I look forward to how, as things progress and we continue to build these things all up, where things are headed. Looking ahead, we have two other, I would say, larger projects. This barn has been a high valued commodity for us, for sure. We're in the process of adding a couple additional bunkers for targets for our 1,000 yard shooting range. So, not a huge project, but something to just expand and grow our amenities. So, if you're somebody who likes to shoot far distances, certainly this is a great spot to be able to accommodate to do that. Looking at it even farther, we're going to be doing a 2-acre wetland installation. I'm really looking forward to that one. We have a piece of property that is very high, considering the geography of the area. So when geese and even other waterfowl, are kind of on the move, we're pretty close actually. They're not very high up in the capacity of travelway. So I'm really excited about that because we've laid this out to where it's going to be a tremendous landing spot for some migratory birds, waterfowl migratory birds. So I'll keep you posted on that. Trying to expand those different avenues and resources. We're looking to do more of that even next year. So I'm really looking forward to where things kind of go, where things head in the capacity with the wetland development, especially for the waterfowl piece of the puzzle. And you can't never forget wetlands, although are tremendous resources for waterfowl. There's a lot of other wildlife certainly that can benefit. Anything from things small such as frogs and toads all the way up to deer, upland birds. You name it, it's kind of, there's a wide variety of opportunities when it comes to those types of conversations. Also, we're going to be doing another phase of work on Daniel's Run. We have, I want to say, when it's all said and done, we will have installed 12 rock cross veins throughout Daniel's Run. And the whole concept with that is to basically, during low flows and also high flows, it kind of necks the stream to get the flow into the center. Creates a small cascading effect. Whenever you have big storms, creates a really good churning effect, which kind of cleans out that fishing hole. But in essence, it provides better fish habitat for the fish to live, deeper holes. It does create a little bit of a deeper hole upstream, but it's basically creating two fishing holes and also putting oxygen in the water, keeping stream banks stabilized and in good working order. So I'm really excited about that. That's been something that we have been working on from our first days of working on it, which was, I want to say it was early 2017. And when I say when we started, it was literally just cutting trees by hand and trying to do clearing so we could eventually build the first parking lot. And then from there, it's been just a progressive job of building a roadway, a second parking lot, campsites, and spots that we can actually stockpile the stone and get into the stream with the equipment. So I'm very thankful to everybody that's been involved throughout this entire process. It's been very cool. When I say very cool, the stream is very cool. So Daniel's Run is actually one of the only streams in Southwest PA. There's not a lot of them. In Washington County, to my knowledge, it's the only stream, but it stays cold enough that trout survive 365 days a year. So the need for deep holes, the need for shade, the need for oxygen are all critical components of trout surviving and also thriving. So I'm really excited about where things are headed there, and I thank all of you for your support. If you ever want to even make a donation to our Habitat and Conservation Fund, you can do that at MarianaOutdoors.com. All you do is go on the Donate tab, and if you want to make a donation, even for $5, $20, or more, just put in the comments what it's for, and we're greatly appreciative. It's a charitable tax deduction. MOA is a 501c3 organization, and we'd greatly appreciate any support you're willing to give us. I want to shift gears a little bit. talk about data in regards to the Pennsylvania Game Commission, because I think this is an interesting topic. The the Game Commission has put on their Facebook page recently a couple different links. One was a link in regards to spring and also fall turkey surveys, basically to where they're engaging the general public to collect data, which I find to be interesting. So hold that thought. Then there was another post very recently, and it was actually a link to what is called eBird. Now, why is eBird so important? Well, it it is basically, in past shows, I've been advocating for the fact that we need better data, we need better communication, we need to share information better. The general public should be involved. There's no better information gatherers than the boots on the ground, whether that's somebody walking on a trail and they see some wildlife, whether that's somebody out in the woods, whether that's somebody, I don't know, just driving down the road. Point being, both of these surveys, the one via the Pennsylvania Game Commission for the turkeys, it's not very, what I would say, technologically up to date, although they're collecting data. So I'm going to give them, a bonus and a thumbs up for that. This eBird program is absolutely I'm sold on it. And why am I sold on it? I'm sold on it because it is not an opinionated program. It is set up in the capacity to where if you take a picture of a bird, or even if you record where you are with the sound of the bird, number one, you can't lie, because the way it's set up is if you do share that information, it's basically data driven. So it GPS tracks the location. So for example, I don't know, like hypothetically, let's say you see a bird and you take a picture of it and you upload it into this app on your cell phone. It will immediately tell you what it is, and basically it takes that data to help with conservation reasons. Same thing goes for sound. So if you're recording the sound of a bird, upload that. It'll tell you what species it is, and then also that data is again collected and utilized for this eBird program, which is actually part of Cornell Tech. Let me see here. Developed by a team at the Macula Library, led by Dr. Grant Van Horn. So I haven't met Dr. Grant Van Horn, but certainly I want to meet Dr. Grant Van Horn, because we've talked so much about the needs for better data in regards to wildlife throughout the state of Pennsylvania. So it doesn't really matter what species it is. If there is a program right now that is being utilized for birds, and then secondly, the Game Commission is giving at least an effort, although I don't think it's a technologically up-to-date effort. I think if the idea of this eBird Merlin bird program ran by the Cornell Lab, if this idea of geo-tracked information that people that want to participate and want to share information or want to know, for example, I'll see all the time on Facebook, somebody, or on social media in general, somebody will share a picture and be like, does anybody know what this is? And then you literally get like 50 different opinions, which obviously some of them are correct, but you understand what I'm saying. What an amazing opportunity for people to share trail camera pictures, so on and so forth, to where the way that this works is basically you go into the app, and then via the app you take the picture, and via the app you record the sound. So there's no buffaloing the program into like saying, oh well, I think I see a mountain lion here in Pennsylvania, and actually you're recording the video from Montana. You're not going to really it's going to know because you're sharing that geo-tracked information. Why is this important? this is so important. It is so important because the manner in which we collect the more data points you can get, the more precise you can get. That's why whenever you hear people say about surveys, like, oh well, or even in politics, polling numbers. So hear me out here. Let's use an election as an example to compare when it comes to what I'm referring to here. A poll is a guesstimate. A poll is you got to have so many pinpoints of information to where you feel that you're within accuracy. The fact of the matter, though, is that that trend has typically a 3 to 6% down or up margin of error. The more points that you have, your error goes down and down and down and down and down. So basically, from a management perspective, you're going to be more pinpoint precise. So, for example, let's look at, let's see, let's pick an animal here. Well, elk's a good one. Elk, they pretty well know because there's so many eyes and ears and everything in between monitoring the elk herd in Pennsylvania. I would say they have a pretty darn good idea, almost down to the elk, of what is alive in the state of Pennsylvania. That being said, when it comes to bears, they're not going to know as precisely, but everybody checks in the harvest. All that information is extremely pinpoint because you have to turn that in any harvest. So that's important. When it comes to deer, deer are handled totally differently than both of those prior species. So when you look at deer herds, it's looked more out of these management units, which I'm not. How do I want to say this? I'm not the biggest proponent of the management units because I haven't seen any quantified data to back up why they even exist. If you actually go onto the Pennsylvania Game Commission's website and look up about the management units, you will see that it basically is admitted that the management units are set up as overlapping sub areas. So like you'll see I believe it's 6 different maps. So like, for example, I'll use 2A because that impacts a lot of southwestern Pennsylvania. If you look at the management practice specifically for white-tailed deer, it's not 2A. It's not even a management unit. It's county by county. If you look at the bear management of Pennsylvania, I want to say it's like literally the entire state except for like 2 or 3 counties over on the Keystone side of the state. If you somewhere I want to say along the Delaware River, I'm not exactly positive, so don't quote me. Headed towards like New York City area, that side of the state. The point I'm trying to make here is these management areas are not collecting pinpoint data, although the way the data is sub-collected or needed based upon how the Game Commission's even saying they need to collect data, the management units aren't set up to collect it to meet that need. This program, this idea of this program, to me is fantastic because the more the general public, you don't need to just be a hunter or a fisher to go out and how do I want to say this? You don't need to be in that capacity to be sharing information. Somebody that's just a farmer that doesn't hunt or fish, somebody that's driving down the road, somebody maybe that's at a golf course that sees a bald eagle's nest, somebody that's at a golf course and sees, I don't know, an osprey. It doesn't really matter. There's a lot of different species that you will see different points in time throughout your entire day. The premise is the more people that could share this information and intelligently and effectively and efficiently upload it into a computer program, that could collect that information, you're just going to get better outputs at the end of the day. And we don't have that right now. And I think, to me, that is frustrating. It's frustrating because even in the capacities, when you talk about, for example, migratory birds, how are we managing the numbers of, let's just say, red-tailed hawks in Pennsylvania? I can assure you without a shadow of a doubt that the state and also the federal government, the way that it sits right now, that we are not collecting enough data. We do not have enough data points to honestly and sincerely get a good reflection of the community. I can tell you, I mean, I've talked about it on past shows, the absurd amount of hawk species that I see alone just at my place. And why is that so important? Because they literally are destroyers. They wipe out entire areas, whether that's rabbits, pheasants, game birds in general. Totally are devastating. They are literally velociraptors of the air. Cannot stress this enough. It's the point being, at the end of the day, better information. If you put better information in and collect more data, you're going to get better results on the back end. Better results means that we should make more informed and intelligent decisions. We're sitting here guessing, and the problem is while we're guessing, we're throwing mud at the wall, and everybody's complaining that, well, geez, there's not enough deer here, but there's too many deer there. Then it's, oh, well, I'm not seeing pheasants anymore. Oh, I'm not seeing this species. Or, oh, I saw this, but nobody believes I saw it. Point being, if we had better ways and means to share information, it would allow us to do a better job of managing wildlife throughout the entire state. And this isn't an opinion. This is straight and utter fact. We do a poor job of, I think this eBird program is fantastic. I think we need a wildlife reporting program. That is what we need. We need a wildlife app that anybody on a cell phone could simply share images, pictures, videos, so on and so forth, that go into a program and be analyzed accordingly and could be shared. I think it's critical. I think it's a huge thing. I think these are the types of technology ideas in today's society that we need to look at and explore, because I can assure you the amount of complaints that I've heard from people, whether from a wildlife management perspective, and it's on different sides of the spectrum, from people complaining they're not seeing enough wildlife to people saying about crop damages, so on and so forth, and everything in between. Clearly we can do better, but you can't do better when your data collection is so poor. The idea is about putting QR codes on the back of your hunting license and, being able to easily report that way to get the reporting numbers up. Using butcher shops as voluntary check stations. So when a butcher butchers a deer, it automatically, if that person didn't already check their deer in, it just automatically checks it into the system. These are like the little things that we're not doing, that we can do, and that would give us better data, which again, better data equates to, at the end of the day, you're going to get better information on the back end. Better information on the back end should directly impact better decisions, better management practices, so on and so forth. Certainly, I'm going to keep everybody posted because I have some meetings coming up this summer, and I'm going to be raising a lot of questions about this stuff, looking for ways and means for us to explore expanding this eBird idea to where the people of Pennsylvania, and this isn't something I'm advocating for to be a mandatory thing. I mean, this is something that if you want to do it, do it. I see people every day posting pictures of wildlife and sharing them on social media, putting them on different things. So there's a lot of people out there that I'm sure that would be probably overzealous to be able to take pictures and whatnot and share it from a conservation perspective. So we could do a better job collectively to have, good data on the back end. And I think that's critical because, again, I just do not see enough information that we're doing too broad. Our sample sizes are not big enough. We're not pinpoint enough. We're not thorough enough. If we have a predator problem and our predators, if we did have good data collection to where people were saying how many hawks they're seeing, well, at that juncture, what is the Game Commission going to do? What's U.S. Fish and Wildlife going to do? If there's more predators than what we actually think there are, and it's impacting wildlife, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to do nothing? Or are we going to formulate a plan that we could manage it? That is the concept of conservation, is to accurately and intelligently manage wildlife. From my perspective, yeah, I have big time concerns of where we are because I can see simple solutions to a lot of these things. Technology is something that, I'm sorry, a lot of this stuff, the apps on your cell phones right now are probably much more complex than what I'm referring to right now. And I think, we need to look at data. We need to look at technology. We need to look at ways and means that those things can be integrated into reporting of game kills, to butcher shops, to even the way that people report the red tags and all that. Like, just collectively, we need to do a better job of getting a better idea of what we have and where we're going, and just pull it all together and get out of we need to get into the century that we actually live in. This isn't we're not horse and buggy anymore here, folks. I mean, everybody's got a cell phone for the most part. I understand there are people that do not, but for the most part, people have a cell phone, and people there's a lot of people that already check their deer or their game, but QR codes are on basically everything else. From this cup of coffee that I got this morning has a QR code on it. Like, the fact that we can't scan a QR code on a tag and automatically report a kill, to me is kind of unbelievable. Or the same thing goes for going to a butcher shop. Why can a butcher not achieve the same concept? Because let's say somebody doesn't have a phone, they go to the butcher could scan it. Just little things like that, ways and means that we could integrate with technology, and that's on the back end. Those are the reports on the back end. And then this whole eBird program via Merlin with Cornell University, these are front end numbers. These are what is the average everyday person seeing, boots on the ground. So I think collectively you have a front end approach with a reporting app, so on and so forth, to where people could take pictures and videos and share that to get a better idea and understanding across the whole Commonwealth. And then on the back end, the manner in which that we collect data after harvests are obtained, I think is equally important, because if you don't know what's been taken out of the system, and when I say this, I also want to acknowledge roadkills. That might sound a little how do I say it, morbid to some, but even knowing, the roadkills along roadways is important, because that gives you a good understanding of how many deer have been taken out of the different areas and regions by motorists. I do want to make a note on that. With a heavy heart, there was a bad accident in Greene County this past week, and it was a fatality. If you're out on a motorcycle, please be cognizant. Deer accidents and motorcycles are no joke. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I actually passed one of these accidents last year, and then to see this happen again and to hear this story again, it's very sad. So please, folks, if you're out there and you're on a motorcycle, please wear a helmet. Please be cognizant of the fact that deer will jump right out in front of you, and it's a travesty when these things happen, but just reinforces the fact that some of these places certainly have overpopulations of deer. And again, data. But again, anybody out there, if you're riding a bike, and my condolences to the families of those affected by that tragedy. It's very sad and terrible situation, but I hope that if anybody's out there on a bike, please wear a helmet. I don't know the circumstances exactly what happened there, but I do know that there were deer involved, and that is a very sad thing. That being said, for today, I just want to reiterate the fact that we got a lot of positive things going on at Wild Acres Farm, things going on affiliated with the Marion Outdoorsman Association, 10 Mile Creek Outfitters. If you want to participate in anything we got going on, whether that's memberships, whether that's guided hunts, hunting and fishing trips, or if you're looking to book an event, wedding, party, so on and so forth, you can check us out either at marianaoutdoors.com, 10mileco.org, or give us a call at 724-579-0924. And, again, special thanks to our sponsors, the Marion Outdoorsman Association. You can join the MOA today at marianaoutdoors.com. Wild Acres Farm, Fishery, and Regulated Hunting Grounds. Again, if you want to book an upland bird hunt with a group of folks, continental pheasant hunt, turkey hunt, deer hunt, again, no fence. Give us a call, 724-579-0924. Or, again, our website is 10mileco.org. And also, again, I want to give a special thanks to Washington County Chamber and the Tourism Promotion Agency. Please make sure to visit Washington County, Pennsylvania. And I also just want to reiterate the upcoming events for the Marion Outdoorsman Association. We have that happy hour meet and greet, which will be Thursday, July the 11th. And yes, Thursday, July 11th, that's at Kodiak's Barn and Grill. Saturday, July the 13th, that'll be the annual MOA golf outing. That'll be at Cedarbrook Golf Course, and that's a collaboration with the Fayette County Farm Bureau. Greatly appreciate the folks within the Farm Bureau, and greatly appreciate all of our sponsors and those that are going to be participating. Again, marianaoutdoors.com, or call us today at 724-579-0924 if you want to either be a sponsor or participate. We still have a few spots left. And, just kind of looking ahead, we've got a lot of great events this fall, a lot of stuff upcoming. Please stay tuned. Got some good shows lined up for the future. But for this week, I'm Jason White. This has been The Great Outdoors. Enjoy your week, and God bless.